agenda that we're gonna follow. The first item is Mark and Denise Girolamo, 276 Westlake Boulevard. Are you here? Let's see if I can find the file.
That wasn't the one that was put on hold?
No. Yeah, I think that was the one. That was the one? Okay. That application, it was taken off because there was some missing information, so we're going to shelve that one. I thought she updated the sheet. Okay, next item is Victor Voljevic, 944 Route 6, cut trees, install fence, smooth out asphalt, milling and rear. Please approach the podium, state your name and who you're here to represent.
My name is Victor Voljevic. I'm representing myself, and I own the property on 944 Route 6. And is anything else I have to say for now? Or?
Nope, that's
Okay.
good for now. Just tell us a little bit what you want to do.
So basically, just like there was a couple like dead trees, and some trees leaning this way, some trees leaning that way, some like junk around there, and I basically just wanted to like clear up the property, level, like make it like just look a little bit more clean, and have no like trees, like God forbid. We had one next to the stream that fell before Corona in the parking lot. And I have two pictures over here that I'm like 100 feet away from the stream, roughly. So I don't know if you want to see these two pictures.
So you cut these down already?
So I didn't know you needed a permit. I had no idea. There's two trees in the 100-foot buffer zone, which you can see in the picture over here.
There's more than two. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sharing. You have-
One, two. Oh, yep. I'm sorry. A couple more than two.
So which of the trees on the property have you cut 10 down already? Are those the ones adjacent to East Lake Boulevard?
Yes.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you want to cut down 4 more
That are inside the 100-foot buffer zone, correct?
that are inside the 100. Now, how did you cut down the other trees?
The other trees, they started from the top, slowly.
Just chainsaw?
Yeah, exactly. And like in pieces of logs.
And then what do you want to do with the fence?
The fence, I just want to continue where the neighbor of Dutch's Environmental is, and just continue on.
Okay, so here's my problem, right? So I don't have a problem. The trees obviously are a problem. You should, come to us first. But this is a survey that you gave us that you basically wrote on for the project, right? So what we need to see on this map, on this drawing, is where do you want to install the fencing? That you have to show where you want to install that, because that's, I believe, within the 100-foot buffer.
Is it okay if I cut you off for one sec? I don't want to go, I'm sorry, I don't want to go inside the 100-foot buffer. I want to go on the East Lake part of it.
All right, so you want to come, could you come over here, please?
Yeah, and I'll just bring these two pictures. Maybe it's a little easier. So,
These are for
am I
the
supposed
sake
to
of
bring
the,
them here or no?
yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
These are the 10 trees that you cut down, right?
Yes.
All these. Now, you want to extend the fence from here to here?
Like where the neighbors is, I would like to extend it on the same line where the neighbor is.
So this is the fence line right here. This line?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, you have to label these. And what kind of fence?
Just a regular, like the 4-foot, the wooden fence.
Split rail or what?
So you don't have any fence there currently?
There's no fence there right now.
Oh, okay, so it does say that on here.
I did not,
Right here.
oh, it says continue with 4, okay.
4-foot fence is this whole thing here. 100-foot buffer is.
Right there, yeah.
He's on the line.
Yeah.
So you want to be on the line. That's what that line is as well.
I thought this was the 100-foot buffer. I know this is the concrete, this is the millings. Usually this is indicative of a buffer.
line. Okay.
This is roughly like 100 feet away. So I just wanted to take a picture and show you guys, like this is a dead tree. In front of it is a willow tree. And the guy told me the willow tree we can't touch because I guess it sucks 800 gallons. That's what the tree guy told me after. Like obviously I'm a pizza guy. I don't know nothing about trees, but that's what he told me.
I'm a
But
pizza guy too.
Me too.
And what are you gonna do in this area over here?
This, I just wanna, so throughout, like, you know,
Just
when.
clean it.
Just clean it.
You're not going to back blade it, you're just gonna throw the
Just
garbage
make,
out.
exactly, throw the garbage out, and then this area over here is like obviously with the plow, you push a little bit of the rock and the item 4 and everything. I would like to just smooth it out a little bit. You
With
can-
what?
I mean, what do you tell me?
Item 4, you're not using item 4, are you? You're gonna use just gravel?
Just like, so it was already here,
And millings.
and then it got pushed.
He's out of the buffer here.
There's milling piles
Yeah.
all over the back there.
As of when?
I don't know, this one's from, when were the piles put there, do you know?
That pile is getting pushed from the plow. That used to be all smoothed out, but the plow guys keep just destroying it.
That's just over the years?
That-
they've
exactly.
Made piles
Exactly,
of your own asphalt, okay,
exactly.
All right, so you're gonna use millings in just this area that's dotted out.
all natural.
And you wanna take down these 4 trees?
Yes.
And what about these circles?
So the front circle is the willow tree, and then, is it okay if I pull my phone out, because I have a couple?
Yeah,
pictures?
sure.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I wish I took more pictures like that, but, so I don't know if the video is easier. Can I mean, I don't know, let me look up on there if I can. So that's the dead tree that I want to take down.
And that's
so
this one?
Yes, exactly, that's the dead tree. The front one, all the way in the front is the willow tree.
This is the willow,
That's the
what's
willow.
this one?
That one is, so this is the other tree that I want to take down that's leaning a little bit towards the right. So this is where I'm kind of standing, right here. So this is the one, that's the dead tree. This tree is the closest to the parking lot. Sorry,
Okay, and you're gonna have,
I don't know if you guys want to just watch it one by one, and
no, it's all right,
Okay.
Oh, I see.
We got it.
got it.
then I also, this is today, around 5:25, it says up there, and then I walk in, I try, and then like I try to go up, this is the one that I said is leaning kind of towards him, if that's okay, but this is, and then, this is from Route 6, so that's the willow tree,
Okay,
you see? The dead tree is right behind it, I try to,
and they're doing this by chainsaws, right?
yeah,
No machines? Because you're right here at the brook,
yes,
so where the brook is, there's a 100-foot buffer over here too,
it goes both ways, right?
Yeah, it goes this way and it goes that way. So you're in the lot. So,
Right, well, he's not taking, he's taking these trees down too?
yeah,
or no?
these 3 down over here as well. He's leaving the willow,
The willow.
and he's taking these 4 down, and these 4, and then plus the other
So
10.
why, I'm sorry, I'm sure you explained this, but why are you taking these ones down that are right next to the stream?
Because they're leaning.
The main so we used to have one tree originally somewhere around there also, and it fell in the parking lot. And thank God it was when we owned La Familia, not Mike and Joe's. It was closed on Mondays. It actually fell on a Monday. So that's one of the reasons also. And also to make it look like a little clean, like with no trees. But God forbid, I don't want it. Okay, cars, everyone has insurance, but
These trees?
Yeah. This one is leaning.
All right.
Let's take these.
So, would you be willing to replant smaller trees?
that's what I want to do. I want to put like if I can, like put nice landscaping then, make it look sharp.
I think as long as they're fine with as long as you're not putting in anything that's damaging the,
Well, here's the deal. You're gonna have to put
Bang.
silk fence
yeah.
between the brook and the trees, right here.
Both sides, yeah.
On both, this one you can do like this.
And keep that there permanently?
No,
Well,
no.
it's got-
Oh,
come
just
down
while he's,
while you're
okay.
While you're cutting the
Okay.
trees down. So one of the things we're looking for here, right, we're concerned about a couple of things. Water quality is one of them, like making sure that in the future, the water quality isn't impacted in all the town here. And part of our charge is each application that comes before us, we make sure that the water is going to be protected. That's number one. The second is we do that through the wetlands and water course protection, we'll call that. So in this case, what we're looking for is, we know we kind of get a sense of what you want to do here. We need to make sure that that stream isn't going to get dammed up, that there's no debris going to be ending up in it, that if you're having heavy machinery on this site, that you're not, and a hydraulic line blows, like, it's not gonna go into the water that we are drinking. So those are the big things that we're paying attention to. Part of that is also we're looking for mitigation. So if you are doing something that might impact the water quality in the future, for instance.
All
if you're-
work will be done by hand.
Yes, is it say it on there?
Yeah.
Excellent. For instance, let's say you're putting in more parking lot, right? So that's more impervious surface, less area for rain to fall and get filtered in the ground because rain isn't gonna be going through asphalt.
Yeah, of course.
So we're concerned about that as well, in which case we usually ask for mitigation such as put a rain garden, a little garden area that has, plants that are very conducive to helping the water quality. Helps it retain some of the water, lets it filter more slowly, instead of just grass or ground or anything like that.
Okay.
Some of the examples that I'm just
You're
giving.
not gonna expand the parking area, right? You're just gonna basically fill in the areas that are,
One day in the future, I would like to go for an expansion on the restaurant, but that's obviously a whole nother,
application.
exactly.
But what about the parking lot for now? You're just filling in the ditches?
Yeah,
You're not gonna go any bigger?
no, not for now.
Okay. I mean, with this, these are done already. He's here for this. We're less than 10 trees. I mean, I'm okay if we just issue him a letter of maintenance to allow him to cut the trees.
Well,
Public hearing.
I do want in there that the replantings and the silt fence, like, I'm fine with the silt fence doing that, but I at least want in here to know what you're going to be planting. So you've taken down 10 trees already, you got 4 more you're gonna be taking down, what are you gonna be
8
replanting
more.
there? 8 more?
8 more.
So
taken.
18 total?
Yeah.
What are you gonna be replanting to,
I was thinking, is it okay if I take my phone out again?
yeah.
Arborvitae's?
Sorry. I was thinking probably something like this on the back end. One of my buddies did it in Putnam Valley. I think it looked pretty sharp. But these, they kind of grow too big though, right? That's the
Yeah,
problem.
the arborvitae's, you can put them along here,
That's what I was thinking over there.
and then you put
And then
them,
over there, is there like a list of, you get like, what kind of,
There's,
the plans that you were saying before on that end, that you were saying, what are some
there's
good?
plants that will do better in wet areas, so, any wetland mix, of native vegetation would look good over there. I'm sure there's tree species that will do better in a wet area.
No, we don't need a rain garden. It's on a stream, it's on a stream though, so it's still a very wet area. You don't want water absorbing tree, right? Actually, you might. There's definitely a good number. I mean, you're welcome to take this. I just grabbed this list off of,
all right, so you're cutting down 18, silt fence to be installed.
here, see if there's any on there that you don't agree with.
Definitely birch.
And then, so you cut down 18 trees, how many are you gonna replant? What's
You-
the minimum?
I would like to plant a lot, but I don't have like an exact number off the top of my head, but you have it.
Is it gonna be more or less than 18?
What do you think I should do?
18 or more would be fantastic.
18 or more, you got it.
All right.
Okay.
I think these will all.
All right, I also, you can take this too. It's a list of plants that will do well in this area that are native to New York. Trees and such, take a look at the top. There's lots of trees at the top and then there's shrubs and other plants. You can have that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
The ones that are, everything's
What I'm
okay,
gonna
right?
ask you to do
Yeah. Start ones
is,
are
so
better.
this is what I'm gonna do, all right? So, do I have a motion to grant the tree cutting application permit to Victor Voljevec, 944 Route 6, Mampac, New York, with the following conditions. He's allowed to remove up to 18 trees as shown on the drawing. He has to install silt fence along the brook side, the north side of the brook, between the trees and around the south dead tree to prevent wood chips from entering the stream. It has to clean the stream upon completion. And then he has to install at least 18 trees. Once the silt fence is installed, he must call the town wetlands inspector to verify that the silt fence was installed. And then what I also want is I also want a plan that you can just send it, give it to Rose for her information.
Emails.
Email's fine, where you're putting the 18-plus trees, okay? Do I have a motion to grant the application to Victor Voljanek?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so what I'm gonna need you to do, you're gonna need to take these drawings right now, and all 5 of them, you're gonna draw a line on here
Just like this one.
for silt fence. And then you're going to put another one over here.
We do it at the tail over there. This way we have it in the file.
This way it's in the file, you don't have to come back.
Initial each one, too, like initial each sheet, so this way.
Yeah, just initial it, all right?
So we
There's
can
your
put them back
sample.
in the file. There's one, you have to do it on all 5 of them.
All the surveys, right?
All the
All of
surveys.
it.
There was, I did have, I know we accepted, but there was one other question. Nothing's happening over here, right?
No.
This stream, it's going into this pipe, nothing's going on, there's no grading over here, you're not, okay.
Oh, and the last item is the parking area will not be expanded.
Yes, that's what it will not be extended. Do you think, like, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this question now, but if I go for future extensions, I have to come here to ask for more parking, right? Or-
Yes.
Right?
You will go, you'll have to go to planning
You'll have
first,
to go to
and they'll tell
planning
you to come
first.
here
Okay,
And zoning.
and zoning, okay,
for parking spaces, yes. If you're not expanding your parking spaces, no.
perfect.
But if you're
You have a
expanding your
pencil?
building, then it's definitely planning.
Draw the tree, like where I'm cutting all the trees up, no, just the silt fence you said, right?
Silt fence and
All the
utilities.
stuff I did in pen.
Okay.
I didn't write that, I had notes.
I
You have
did.
notes?
I wrote notes.
I'm gonna write, Tom has notes.
What?
Should I do it in pen or pencil?
You could do it in pen if you got a pen. You got a pen?
I don't, I only have a
Here.
pencil. Sorry. Thank you.
Dog ate my homework. See, now this guy, if he needs a permit now, I can't sign it because I don't got a pen. Okay, next item is P&R Estate Corp., 122 Glenina Avenue, creation of a parking lot. Could you please state your name and who you're here to represent?
Yeah, good evening. Robert Sherwood, landscape architect, Brookfield, Connecticut, representing P&R Estate Corp., the owners of the property, 122 Glenida Avenue. What we have in front of you tonight, we are going to and through the planning board process now to legalize an existing residential house into a 4-family house. It's currently on the zoning cards as a 2-family. And making a couple of presentations to the planning board. Most of the parking for this property is out front on Glenida, and they pull right off and they back out onto Glenida and leave. And one of the options, one of the things the planning board would love to see is obviously that parking removed, since it is kind of a hazard and unsightly. Unfortunately, the wetland in the back of the property impacts what and where we can create a parking lot, and that's why we're in front of you tonight.
And what is the total area? This is a very large parking lot.
There is 8 spots for, it's a 4-family, they want 2 parking spots per.
And the wetland buffer goes right through your building, right in the buffer.
Yes, we are definitely within the buffer.
And what's the total square footage?
Of disturbed area, when we do the rain garden and everything else, is around 5,000 square feet.
So you're required a SWIP.
We will. And the actual paving aspect of it is around 20 200 square feet of new asphalt.
Okay, but here's my thing, so I would rather have impervious paving materials, because you're in the buffer, right? I don't want to pave it over.
You mean impervious?
Impervious.
Permeable. Yes, currently, we are,
That's what I
I showed asphalt, and I'm showing a series of Coltex to collect the water and pitch it into those, and then we're overflowing into a rain garden as well that would then, fill up and kind of act as a level spreader going down towards the wetland. But we're amendable to doing porous asphalt, whatever really you want to say.
And you're doing a modular block wall,
We are going to have to do,
you take that into your 5,000 square.
oh yeah, we
foot
want,
calculation?
if you see, there's a clearing and grading limit line that runs right along the property line, and actually, within that, currently, there's an existing driveway that drops down and services a house that's in the rear of this property, another tax lot, a neighbor. We are taking some of that asphalt out, and we are giving them an easement to utilize their existing driveway on the left side here. And that takes into consideration all of that removal work of this existing asphalt as well.
So on the bottom of the drawing here, it says proposed as, oh, I see, okay, forget it, got it. So you're at 5,000, all right, so you need a SWIP.
Yeah, if I can get underneath that, that would be, what's the SWIP regulations again? offhand?
Stormwater pollution and control
Yeah.
plan.
5,000.
It is 5,000?
It is.
I mean, if we negotiate or talk about doing impervious, permeable asphalt, something like that, perhaps I can tighten up that rain garden, and that would alleviate a lot of my disturbance back there. One of the reasons for this, there's a lot of historical fill here, that we were gonna mitigate and actually remove as part of this process, and then get that rain garden in there as an
Did you give us rain garden calculations?
Well, I gave calculations for the actual Coltex, and then I did do a rain garden calculation as an overflow. So really, the Coltex can handle the permeable, the impervious surface, and I'm using the rain garden as another layer of mitigation.
So it slopes towards the rain garden.
Yeah,
So there, so the proposed is this here. This
You
whole
know,
area like
also,
this.
I don't have you're gonna have, let me have your pen there.
Is this all new?
yeah, if you want me to,
What is all that? What is, at the, where's
Call
the,
it.
these
All right, so you're gonna
hexagons at the bottom, what are those?
What?
those are shrubs you're looking at. Those are viburnums.
Pardon?
Those are viburnums. That's on the landscape plan?
Yep.
Yeah. We're doing a series of viburnums up along there, some Ilex glabra, and then in the basin itself, there's a series of Joe Pye weed, some sweet spire, Virginia sweet spire.
Got it, okay.
Some of the evergreens proposing were just to give this privacy back and forth. And then, of course, there's more street trees, some landscaping up at the front of the house.
Are you taking down any trees?
Yes, there's a series of, 18 is the magical number, I guess, tonight.
All right.
And if you've been to the site or if you looked at it, they're pretty much mostly all Norway maples. And they're growing, they're, up in the air,
So there are
tight
18
configuration.
trees, so do
Alright.
they need a tree permit, or this is before the planning board?
This is before the planning board?
Yes.
And I don't think they
No.
need it. No, that could be part of, it's just part of
Right,
a
part of
permit that we would do.
Yeah. So you're gonna do, obviously, equipment to do all this work, right? So I need we need to have a spill kit on site, you need to show that. Brother? Hey, brother? Thanks. Gonna need a spill kit on site. You need to show a fueling area for the equipment. No fueling on, within the wetland
Within the buffer, yep.
100-foot buffer. Because it's flagged down here. And so this is, yeah.
You would also need to provide any equipment that is stored on site needs to be stored on 6 mil poly,
Or out of the buffer,
or out of the buffer.
right?
although we would appreciate it if you are storing it on this site, because it's not a huge property that, if you put it on 6 mil poly anyways, that would be great, although not required.
Okay.
Fueling, you said that already?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing with, so, explain so I see, you're bringing this in here, are you doing any grading fill, you bringing in fill at all?
More than likely, we're gonna have to remove some of the, I think, the historical bad fill from what
Okay.
I've seen. So we will be cutting the driveway, so it's a better slope coming in. Right now, it's too steep for the grading, for the regulations. And then it is a little bit of a fill zone right in through here, and then it's more than likely for the rain guard and everything else, we're gonna cut and remove that historical fill. So there is a little bit of fill.
So if you're bringing in any fill that needs to go within the buffer, you'll need to have a certificate of clean fill. If you're using the existing fill that is there, you're telling us it's bad fill, but if you're taking it from other parts in the property and using that, you won't need a certificate for that, but if you're bringing in anything from outside this property or outside the
Certainly.
buffer zone,
Yep.
I guess outside the property, you'll need a certificate.
There's some, yeah, the clients bought the place 20-something years ago, and the fill was there. They have dumped some wood chips on it to kind of maintain the knotweed from growing, but there is, like, you can see brick and junk. If we can use that for base farther up, that's what they would like to do, obviously, for cost-wise. Certainly, though, we'll do a manifesto, trucking
Now,
manifesto.
the area behind the rain garden, you're gonna, you put your silt fence in, you're gonna restore that area upon completion?
Yeah, this whole back area, there will be no lawn. More than likely, it's all going to be, whatever we disturb will be seeded with a,
Wetland
a
mix?
wetland mix, conservation mix of some sort.
Can you just point me to where the Coltex are?
Right here.
Yeah, they're about in the center of, I tried to push them uphill as much as I could to get into more, obviously more native existing soils, and farther out of the buffer. Try to get it out of the buffer as much as I could.
What's the pervious pavement gonna be like?
Have you seen permeable asphalt utilized
You
at all?
gonna use permeable asphalt?
Well, that's going to be the question I'm going to ask I mean, if you guys dictate or push me towards that, we will use that. Instead of doing some of the drainage, some of the Coltex, if you do the permeable asphalt, you just do a deeper, you do about 18 inches of gravel and a processed, start with a smaller and end up with a bigger grade gravel. Then I could also have a drop curb on the back of and then it could still flow over in a heavy, heavy rains if it's not taking it all into that rain garden. So that would kind of be
Pervious
the,
asphalt is a good solution.
I kinda like that
As
better.
long
It's-
as it isn't
But I need to
mistreated
see
down the
details
road
on
with
that.
snot.
with snow, and that's the
With
big
snot,
thing.
I
You don't
mean,
want to
when you're
use
putting down
sand.
and stuff.
You can use salt, but no
Yeah.
sands, yeah.
Yeah.
It has worked successfully on projects that I've been with, on residential projects. I have done a few commercial projects with it, and it's kind of the test, right, long-term to see how it works. I don't have that. Hasn't been down for 10 years, and I can tell you it's still working fine.
So how many years has it been down?
Some of my residential clients, about 4 years,
Yeah, that's good stuff.
yeah. So that would, I think I'll have to work with the town engineer on that as well, and make sure he's comfortable with doing that instead of a Coltex system. But it would be kind of either or if we use that.
Right. Well, it's
We can
either
still do
or.
the rain garden, though.
But I need to know which one is it,
Which
either
or.
or the or. All right, so I don't think we can accept the application tonight, because we're missing a few things on here, but I'll go with the board. Things I've picked up, unless somebody else says, a spill kit needs to be on site, provide a fueling area with a fueling plan.
Okay.
No fueling within the wetland buffer. Equipment to be stored on site on 6 mil poly or outside of the buffer. Silt fence to be inspected by the wetland inspector after it's installed, prior to start of work. SWIP is required. seed the area with the wetland mix, provide which pervious pavers, asphalt you're planning to use here, what your plan is, and I need a sequence of work, / construction, okay?
Okay.
Anybody else have anything?
Just had a question on the proposed easement. Is that going to expand the existing asphalt driveway?
No, it's not gonna, on that side, literally, it's on our client's property, so Pat Cleary from Town Planning wants us to give it an easement. Right now, even this driveway, there's no easement to this back property. So,
So nothing's going to change?
no, basically, it's an access arrangement easement.
Thank you.
I will say that,
Another one here.
I'm gonna defer to the board. You guys said you wanted to use the porous asphalt. Is that something that I should go towards? or-
I've never used it, but, I mean, if they're gonna throw down a sand or sand during snow events as opposed to a calcium chloride or salt, I mean, we could make that a contingent upon it, but I even, was looking at the, it's here. I was even looking at the, possibly using those pavers,
The brick pavers or
brick
concrete pavers?
The open pavers. I mean, that makes it a little more labor intensive, if you will.
Certainly, yeah, they're all different price points. That's why I'm asking, so I'll go back to the
I'm
client.
good with either of those two, honestly. I
Sure.
think that's better over Coltech if we can do it. I think I've looked into pervious asphalt before. It's a great solution if you can use it effectively. But, yeah, one of the things that we want to make clear is you should be using.
Well, here's the thing then, if you go with the pervious asphalt, you need to provide us with a maintenance plan for the pervious asphalt, meaning,
Here's what you can
during a snow event, the following items will be used. Every year we do, you have to give us a maintenance plan, because we're
Maintenance
not
plan,
gonna.
vacuum it
we're-
up,
Right,
street sweeper clean it.
right, because, then, you're gaining on one, but then you have to, it's great the first year.
No, I know, I agreed. Yep, completely fine. Okay, so we'll make some revisions and we'll come back and talk to the client.
Okay,
Perfect. Thank you all.
thank you. Thank you. Did you finish your homework?
Who's doing this? Who's doing this one? PNR State. Okay, good. We're good. Here, put this in.
4 or 5?
How many you got?
4.
Give me the four.
Okay, this is yours that you wrote on.
I didn't
They're
write
all
on
ours.
anything. They're all ours.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right?
All right.
Next.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next item is meeting minutes. 3-3, you can't vote.
Okay.
So do I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes for March 3rd, 2022?
I make that motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The only one that can't vote on March 17th is Nicole. Do I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes for March 17th, 2022?
I make that motion.
Second,
Anthony, then
Yeah.
Ed.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approved. The one for 4/7/22, Anthony or Nicole cannot vote. So do I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes for April 7th, 2022?
I'll make that motion.
What are you trying to say?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. We got the hat trick tonight, Ed.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
there's no,
either that or sleep over.
have a stalemate, go into the night. Okay, so, that takes care of all the business, miscellaneous. Do I have a motion to close the meeting?
I make that motion?
Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Have a good weekend.